Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sword of the Spirit Church's online Bible study. Today, we are going to look at narcissism, and I've entitled this series "You May Be a Narcissist If," and we're going to lay out a bunch of different things that might indicate that you're a narcissist or that you have those tendencies. A narcissist doesn't have to have every single thing that would define a narcissist. But we're going to try to lay some of these out so that you can see if you need to change things in your life and why that would be. So the first thing, what is a narcissist? Well, Merriam-Webster defines it as an extremely self-centered person who has an exaggerated sense of self-importance. You probably know a lot of these types of people. And they're probably all over your life. The term comes from the Greek mythology about the man who looked into a mirror or saw his reflection. I think it may have been in water, and he fell in love with his own reflection to the point where he could not stop looking at it. And he died because he could not stop looking at himself. And his name was Narcissus, hence the term narcissist. Today we're going to look at a couple of traits of narcissist, and like I said, maybe not all of them apply to you. Maybe just one of them does. You'll be able to judge for yourself where you stand as regards to narcissism. And you're going to see that pride is at the root of this problem. So, number one, and I got this from my brother who said, maybe it's the people who always have their phone camera turned at them when they turn on their phone. So is your phone camera always pointed at you? That could be an indication that you have a pride issue and that you may have narcissistic tendencies. And are you in love with yourself? That's the question. Are you in love with yourself? Now, you should love yourself. The Bible commands us to love our neighbor as ourselves. So we're supposed to love ourselves and take care of ourselves, but we should not be self-absorbed with ourselves. You should love yourself, but an exaggerated love of oneself because of the way you look, what you can do, your position in life or your job, what kind of friends you hang around with, what your family name is. If that's why you love yourself, that all points to being a narcissist. Romans 12:3 says, "For I say through the grace given unto me to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly." We're not supposed to think, according to the Bible, that we're the best thing in the world. We're not supposed to think that. Number two, do you think everyone else on this earth is down here to serve you? So that causes you to treat other people as serfs, as lowlifes that should be all doing what you want and doing your will. This is not what we're down here for. We're down here. Even Jesus said, "I came not to be served, but to serve." This is the God of heaven that came down and said, "I have come to serve humanity." But yet, narcissists treat everyone else as though they are here to serve them. Do you help others with their issues and problems, or do you leave them to figure it out for themselves? When you have a chance to help someone with their problem, do you go out of your way to help them? Or do you just let them go on and figure it out for themselves? This is what narcissists do. They're not out for you. They are out for themselves. Mark 10:45 says, "For even so the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." This is what Jesus came to do. This is why we are supposed to do the same. This is why he doesn't want us to be narcissists. He doesn't want us to be self-focused. Once you focus on only yourself, your life becomes meaningless. You're like Narcissus, who stared at himself in the mirror, at his own reflection, and wasted the rest of his days till the day he died. Can you see yourself in the role of a servant? If you can't, then there's an issue. You have narcissistic tendencies and you are a narcissist. If you think the role of a servant is below you, then you're a narcissist. Number 3, do you get upset when people don't listen to you? Is your point of view the only one that matters? And do you think people are stupid when they don't listen to your point of view? Well, this is what narcissists do. Okay, they cannot listen. It's, I don't know if it's an inability or they just could care less about other people, but their point of view has to be followed. If it's not, then these other people are making a huge mistake because they're not listening to the person, the smartest person in the room. So do you allow others to voice their opinions in discussions, or do you cut them off? Or do you allow them to voice their opinions but just not listen to them? Are their opinions going in one ear and out the other? Are their ideas going over your head and are you not listening to them because you have the best ideas? And everybody better fall in line with the way you think? If that's the case, then you're a narcissist. Proverbs 15:22 says, "Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established." In other words, if you're going to try to get something done and you don't have other people advising you, you're going to fail. But if you have multitude of counselors, those other counselors, those other people can bring their point of view and say, what if this happens? What if that happens? We have to be prepared for this or that. See, by yourself, in your own opinion, you can only see your point of view. You can't see other points of view. And you can't see pits in the road that you're going to fall into because you didn't examine every possibility. Well, a narcissist will fall into that hole. Pride cometh before the fall. That's what the Bible says. And a narcissist, not listening to other people and their points of view, will fall into hole after hole because they can't believe that anyone can have a better idea than themselves. And number 4, do you always have to be the center of attention? Is the party all about you? Is the conversation always focused on you? And is the limelight yours and yours alone? If anyone else tries to cut in on the conversation or direct it in a different way, does that upset you? If someone else gets attention, does that upset you? Does sharing credit for anything, whether it's a job, or art or whatever you happen to be involved in, does anyone else having a share of the credit make you uneasy or angry or mad? Does it upset you? Is it you that has to be the one to have all the accolades for the things that you're involved in? Do people's opinions of you matter? Is that the most important thing? That everyone look upon you as the knowledgeable one or the uh, one to be praised? Is that you? If so, you may be a narcissist. Here's the opposite of that. Do people's opinions of you not matter? Are you such a narcissist that you could care less what people think about you? I'm the best, and that's all there is. Whether they think about me as good or not doesn't matter to me. I know I'm good. I know I'm the best. And it doesn't matter to me whether they believe that or not. So you can have both sides of the coin there and still be a narcissist. I'm not saying people's opinions of you shouldn't matter, or they should, but they should not be the focus of your life. And also, it shouldn't be to the point where I don't care what they think. It shouldn't be either of those. There has to be some type of a balance. If it's out of whack, then that's a good indication that you're probably a narcissist. So it's a matter of degrees, and it's a matter of pride. Is your pride causing you to always have to be the center of attention, to always have to be in the limelight, to share no credit, or to have the opinions of others matter so much in your life, or not matter in your life? The degree of pride that you have in your life is going to determine how big of a narcissist you are. Philippians 2:4 says, "Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others." We should be looking out for others, not just for number one. And that's what society teaches us nowadays. We have to look out for number one. Bible has a different view of things. We need to follow what the Bible says and not what society tries to teach us. If we look at these, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, are you all over these apps? Are they consuming your time? Because our country has a serious pride issue. All of these things, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, what do they all have in common? The thing that they have in common, besides being social media, is that they all say to the world, look at me. Pay attention to me. This is what our world and our society is teaching our kids. Look at me. I'm the most important person on the face of this earth. If you're not looking at me, you're wrong. If you're not paying attention to me, you're not right. And this is what narcissism is. Our country has a serious pride issue. It can only be overcome when we recognize the sin of narcissism, of loving ourselves. Pride is what the devil caught Adam and Eve with. When he said, "You'll surely not die if you eat this fruit. You'll become like gods, knowing good from evil." What was he appealing to there? What was he appealing to? Was he appealing to their sense of justice? Was he appealing to their sense of self-preservation? Or anything else? No, he was appealing to their pride. They fell and caused the rest of the human race to fall because of their pride. And that's where the problem is. The sin of pride. So if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the discussion area of this video. I'll be doing more on narcissism. This is part 1. Don't know how many parts there will be, but you can look for the next one on this same channel. God bless and have a great day.